Hey everybody. So, I'm going to talk about the movie that just came out today, Zombies 3. First of all, the movie is pretty horrible. The storyline is cheap and pretty much seems like Disney gave up when they did it. Like they basically got lazy is basically what it feels like, because it's basically so predictable that you could literally say everything that was going to happen before it happens. The songs are like a total letdown from the second movie. And if you compare the two, I would say the second one was better. And honestly, if you really think about it, I feel like Disney should have had us wait longer so they can make a better story to it. Because it's so predictable. Like, it's horrible how predictable it is. And, like I said before, the songs are just cheap and, basically, rundowns of horrible songs, the most horrible songs you could think of. It's that bad. And the other thing is that, if the aliens really don't get that much, screen time, considering it's a movie about aliens, the new character is the aliens. Even in the last movie, the second one, the werewolves had more screen time than anybody else in the movie. And with the aliens, it's like there was barely any. It's like they cast them at the last minute and they were just trying to throw them in. And I just don't understand something. How can a movie about aliens have literally no storyline to them? All it is basically, so it starts out with Zed and Addison preparing for the thing says what it's going to be about, that Disney produced when the movie was first announced. And it's basically a piece of crap, because it starts out with Addison and Zed doing this whole thing about college, and Zed is freaking out because the aliens coming means that the people from the college he applied to isn't accepting monsters because they're afraid. And it just, the alien invasion scene is the only good scene in the movie. That's how bad it is. And the only reason it's good is because it has the perfect combination of action and basically being Disney. And the other thing is that right after the alien invasion, a whole bunch of stupid stuff starts happening. For example, the aliens are on a secret mission to find their Seabrook's most precious thing. And at first they thought it was the Moonstone, but it was proven that it wasn't. And they go through half the movie is them trying to find the Moonstone. And then towards the end, they find out that Addison, so Addison gets sucked into the ship, and Zed follows her somehow. And, there's no really explanation on how Zed got in there. Because the aliens literally stated in the beginning, when they first show up in the movie, that no non-alien can go into their mothership. So, when Addison shows up, and she tries to help them, they find out that she's part alien, but then they tell her that she's not really one of them because she doesn't have their power of electricity something. It's the aliens have this power where they can send out electricity to stuff, and they can also have this little clear circle thingy that can say what's up, see what's in other people's minds. It's not technically reading their mind, it's seeing what's in it, at that very moment. So, yeah. And then there's the fact that Addison all of a sudden just magically starts getting the alien power out of nowhere. It's so, weird and stupid at the same time. And it's, the weird part is how Addison found out she had the powers. She just randomly gets them out of nowhere. And then, towards the end of the movie, we find out that the mom was part alien this whole time. And that she was wearing a wig as well. What is this? Seriously, what are they doing? Disney really ruined this for us. They did it so cheap and lazy that it's not even funny. And the only really good song is Alien Invasion, because the other ones are just plain and cheap. And it was just horrible. Anyway, and it's just like, what are they doing? Because it's just too cheap and lazy. It was horrible. The storyline has no real conclusion if you really think about it, because towards the end, Zed and Addison prepare to say goodbye to each other, because Addison finds out that she has to go with them to the mothership, because apparently she's the special piece or whatever, something like that, and the most prized possession is what you would really call it technically. And it's so funny because literally out of nowhere the aliens are like, oh, we have to find it and we don't know where it is. And so when Addison finds out she has the power, she tries to go tell them, and then there's all this crazy stuff that happens all at once, and it's just really weird. And then the craziest thing happens at the very end. I swear I thought they were really going to try to pull this in the second movie, but it turns out they pulled it in the third one, where Willa and one of the aliens fall in love somehow. It's just, I don't get it. First the alien that they're talking about was in love with Zed, and then when Addison told her off, it was there was no reason for it. No reason for it at all. It was horrible. And they just keep talking about stupid stuff that makes literally no sense about the story at all. And considering that this movie was the most talked about movie on the internet since the second one was released, this is just horrible. That they made it so cheap and lazy. The worst part about it is that they literally cheated us out of a good concept. Literally. Because in the middle of the movie, when they find out that the Moonstone wasn't the special piece or whatever, they literally, they assume that it's something else, and then out of nowhere there's just random stuff that starts happening where Addison questions her mom about what her grandmother was from, and her mom flat out lies to her face and says, oh, she was normal just like everybody else. And then towards the end, Addison finds out that her grandma was the alien, the head alien somehow. And then she finds out that she is part alien. She tells the aliens. They tell her that she's not really a part of that, and she's not one of them because she doesn't have their power. Then she randomly gets it at the most random time. And then she starts when she touches Zed, his D-band starts getting messed up, and then he turns into a zombie, which technically he ruined. He zombies out during his interview with the college. So technically Addison was the one that ruined it for him. But then he tries to fix it, and it's just why? Why did you have to go through all this trouble for nothing? And the conclusion was just dumb. Because they were basically just saying that everything's no matter where you come from, everything's gonna be, there's gonna be people that aren't like you. Isn't that what they just talked about in the last movie? Seriously. And then out of nowhere, Zombies 3 just comes out and throws out all these creatures that they were talking about in the theories from videos when the second one was released about the third one. I don't know why, but they just completely ruined that concept. They really, really did. Why did you do that? They could have had us wait longer and just made a better storyline. I kind of knew that the songs were going to be pretty bad because, I'll give you a prime example of movies that had a third one and the songs were really bad. High School Musical 3. The songs were in that one. Cheetah Girls 3. The songs were horrible. I don't know why they even bothered without Raven. Descendants 3. The songs were And I don't understand why Disney did this. It was just, you could have made us wait a little longer and made the movie 10 times better. But you didn't because you wanted to be cheap and lazy. So, thanks Disney for ruining the best concept ever known.